A place where two people wish to live together for the rest of their lives. In one fleeting moment, King Honjong became a prisoner of love when his eyes fell upon Kyung-bin Kim for the first time. At Naksangjay, the love that these two people had for each other is still remembered to this day. Cheongdeokgung Palace, a World Heritage by UNESCO long ago. Naksangjay was built in a secluded place in Cheongdeokgung Palace that was hidden from view. King Honjong, the 24th king in the Joseon dynasty, is said to have built Naksangjay for his lover Kyung-bin Kim. After the first queen died, the palace officials began to select the next queen to marry King Honjong. As a rule, during the Joseon dynasty, neither the king nor the prince is allowed to see the select group of young noble women who are to be judged by the palace officials to become the next queen. However, King Honjong overruled the objections from his royal subjects and saw the final 3 women who were candidates to become the queen. And that is when he first saw Kyung-bin Kim and took a liking to her. But Kyung-bin Kim was not chosen by the palace officials. King Honjong could not erase the memory of Kyung-bin Kim after seeing her for that brief moment. He had fallen in love for the first time, and he was only 17 years old. The second queen was unable to bear a child for the next 3 years, so King Honjong was allowed to take Kyung-bin Kim as his palace concubine. For Kyung-bin Kim, the woman he could not forget, the king built a special home for her that was called Naksangjay. This special home was built to become a place that would be full of happiness and good fortune. Jangrak Moon has the meaning of enjoying life for a very long time. King Honjong wished to live happily ever after with Kyung-bin Kim in a home that had turtle-shaped designs drawn on the walls that represented long life, as well as rings linked together that signified eternity. King Honjong would enjoy reading books at Naksangjay. It was a place just like the world of mystical Taoist hermits. Underneath the loft of Naksangjay, where King Honjong stayed, there was a carving of a cloud. Clouds represented the changing forces of nature and natural events. Sometimes clouds also represented dragons, and this is where the king stayed, and it was designed as a place similar to the heavenly world where mystical Taoist hermits lived in. During the winter, a warm fire would burn in the outdoor fireplace, where a wall made out of mud and stone enclosed the fireplace to keep the burning ashes from escaping. An ice sculpture was made in geometrical shapes. It was an ultra-modern-like design. For Kyung-bin Kim, his beloved palace concubine, King Honjong also commissioned the creation of a beautiful garden. The king wished that he could live happily ever after with Kyung-bin Kim in Naksangjay. Soyeongju is a place where a mystical Taoist hermit is said to have lived in. And it shows that the king wanted to live with Kyung-bin in a world similar to that of Taoist hermits. King Honjong used to enjoy taking walks around the garden with Kyung-bin Kim. Short, oddly shaped stones were placed around the garden as if they were planted like young trees. For centuries, Koreans believed that the mysteries of the universe could be unlocked by understanding how these stones were created. Kyung-bin Kim lived in Seokbokgun after King Hunjong saw her for one brief moment. Her ultimate goal and duty was to bear King Hunjong's child, since there was no heir to the throne. At the entrance leading to the Seokbokgun wing, there is a picture of a grapevine that was a symbol of having many babies. A lotus flower was drawn on the walls of the huon, and the lotus was also a symbol of having many children. The palace officials were anxiously waiting for the birth of an heir to the throne, so they engraved the words Dasan on the roof of the home where Kyung-bin Kim lived in, and this meant having many babies. King Hunjong built the Sukangje for his mother, Queen Sunwon, when she reached her 60th birthday. Kyung-bin Kim, the palace concubine, lived in the same palace with Queen Sunwon. It was unheard of in those times to allow the palace concubine to live together with the king's mother. But the queen mother must have cherished Kyung-bin Kim. King Hunjong kept many books at Changgyeong-gak for Kyung-bin Kim to read. Changgyeong-gak was a line next to the main home in a spot where the wind's direction would not be blocked. Most of the rooms in the library faced the west so that more natural light could come in and allow for better air circulation. In a pavilion that had a nice view of the palace, King Hunjong enjoyed talking with Kyung-bin Kim over a cup of tea. The king had the entire place decorated with various patterns to make sure that Kyung-bin Kim would not become bored with a monotonous palace life. Every pattern was unique and blended in with the natural surroundings. Kyung-bin Kim wished that she could happily live with the king forever. But her wishes were soon shattered. For 2 short years, the king spent all of his time with Kyung-bin Kim and then passed away all of a sudden when he was only 22 years old. Kyung-bin Kim left the palace after the early death of her lover and never married anyone throughout her life. A home that King Hunjong built for the woman he loved. Lee Bangja, the wife of the last king in the Chosun dynasty, lived in Naksanjae until she died in 1989. And with her death, the royal family of the Chosun dynasty came to an end.